How are you? Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me when I whisper? This is called ASMR. Frustrated ASMR. Uh, you're a little close. Okay, so I had this epiphany this morning, and every time I go with an epiphany, like cool stuff happens and like life seems to line up. So I'm just going to speak from a place of passion for the moment. I kind of like want this lower, but it's like I have thought about doing comedy for a long time. Middle school, whatever, sixth grade, however long ago that was. And I had a book on like comedy writing. Like I had the whole thing. I was obsessed with SNL. That was like my dream. I was like, I will be on SNL and I will have many characters on SNL. And I didn't do that because I allowed myself to listen to like kids or people who were like, that doesn't happen. Like people like that never happens, as if like that's not a thing. And like same thing with voiceover. Like as a kid, I always told myself like, oh, you like I could never do voiceover because that's something famous people do. Okay, semi true statement, but you also can do voiceover. Like just because you're good at doing voiceover. So, yeah. Um, I decided I would go ahead and be vulnerable and like put myself out there because if I really am going to like explore this, then I need to just do it and like rip that band-aid off and just like put it out there. So, I've decided to do this thing where certain passions that I had that are like within reach, right? With like the world we're in. I thought it would be this awesome experiment to just be like, screw it. Like, I'm just going to do it. I always wanted to do comedy. So now I am going to just do it. And I don't know what that looks like. And I don't know what my like stand up like delivery would be. There's a couple versions of it that I kind of see. And I have a lot of different styles. And of course, I have the different voices and all of that that could play into it. But that's kind of where I'm at now. And so, like, friends, family, I was going to write this post and I figured I might as well, like, just do this. So, uh, I don't know. Part of me is just like, I'm just going to do it. And then part of me is like, hey, like, it'd be cool to have feedback. It'd be cool to build like a support system with it. And so, what I'm thinking is, with everything going on in the world right now, it's just an easy platform. Like I thought of taking the Expansion channel and still doing some interviews here or there because they're really cool and I do like giving people that platform and that outlet. But I also want to add things and mix it up and keep it creative and fun. So I have like yoga video ideas and all of that. And then I also have like, I've had voiceover ideas and coming on and just doing like silly voices and stuff, but I have to kind of like work on my confidence with that. I have confidence with it when it's natural for me and I just feel like doing a voice all of a sudden and I just choose it because that's how I'm feeling. And I have that, but like on the spot taking requests, like that's still something that like is that I guess like is like a thing that's difficult. So yeah, I basically, I think I'm gonna just. I actually got the idea from watching and being kind of obsessed with the latest Bo Burnham special. So my mind is going like a million, like miles a minute or whatever that phrase is. So, uh, it's funny. I'm like too serious to be funny right now. But maybe not. Like maybe I don't have to be. Like maybe I can still be funny. And yeah, that special when that came out, like it reignited this spark that I had had for a long time to do comedy, and I was like, oh shit, like, you know, because I was kind of thinking of doing something like JP Sears style, but like I'm one of those people where like I don't want to like rip somebody off, you know, even though like I've had a couple people be like, you should be the female version of JP Sears, and I was like, I'm gonna have to do a lot of leg days to get there. But then I saw that special and I was like, oh wow, like this is really cool because it's creative, it's at home, he's got all the gear and same stuff I do, but like probably way better quality. And it was authentic, it was real, it was really cool. So I think that definitely ignited something in me to be able to do it as like a channel, like at home, and still maybe do some skit stuff. I think that's fun. But I just want to kind of have a platform to be raw and real and be myself. And I recorded. So I woke up in the middle of the night last night with a joke, and it made me laugh. And I was like, is that just because I'm really tired and the cats keep coming in and like scratching at the door to come in, scratching at the door to get out, and I have to keep the door closed because the one cat will come in and he'll just knock shit over all night, and you're like, oh my gosh, I just want to sleep. So I don't know if I was just like delirious and like laughing at it, and then I was like, damn, I told myself I would remember this joke. What was it? And then I remembered the joke and it made me laugh again. And I was like, okay, cool. So it's actually funny. How would I deliver that? Like, what if I just started writing that stuff down and doing it, right? Like, what's actually stopping me? Like, at this point, nothing. So, and I've always wanted to do it, and I can do it. So we're living this life not to be fearful of exploration and you know, experimenting with the things we like. It's like no different than me being like, I like environmentalism, so I'm going to go to environmental college. Oh, I've decided I really like holistic, so I'm going to go to holistic school. Like, it's the same passion, but you're like putting it out there and you're like putting it into something else and new. So this is just like me going, yeah, I've decided to do massage therapy. Oh, I found out massage therapy really kind of sucks. Like, I don't like it. I don't feel like I can be myself. I have to be this very like, yes, I am professional. I am professional, and I do massages, and I have to ward off weirdos because people are fucking weird. And I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore. I don't like that. What do I like? Oh, I like comedy. So, yeah. Catherine Reitman, definitely huge fan. I really love her. If you haven't seen her, she's the main actress and writer/director or writer-producer of Workin' Moms. Super funny, like super cool person. I would love to like hang out with her and just pick her brain. And so it's funny because there's times where I hide my comical side, and I used to a lot, and it used to take me being able to have like a little, not a lot, because I never liked a lot, but like a little bit of liquid courage to like allow my wit to sprout and like expose itself. And I've realized in the 2015, 6 years of not like drinking at all, except I tried to have like one Guinness on my birthday like 3 years ago, and I was like, that sucks, I feel shitty. So I don't drink at all, and have pretty much, other than that one Guinness and like a sip of June, that like more organic kombucha that's made with honey, like around the same day, like within 2 days of having that Guinness, I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. Like, I was like, I'm open-minded, I'll give it a shot. Nah. I post a lot, and a lot of things that you post can sometimes be... Have everybody else been getting like a shit ton of potential spam calls, or is that just me? Risk level. It's got a risk level yellow. Probably because it's coming from Florida. But I try to answer them, and I do a voice. I'm like, hello? And then like they don't answer, like they don't stay on the phone. It's funny. So I totally forget where I was, but that's okay. That's how I was this morning when I was recording. I recorded this joke that I came up with in the middle of the night. I was like, well, shit, I'm going to start writing it down. I'm going to make a comedy journal. And so I did, and I started it, and I wrote the joke down, and I started just exploring with it, because the last time I really did that and wrote jokes down was in 8th grade, kind of 9th grade, and then I got distracted by friends, like having like a real group of friends, and I'm getting comfortable. Just gonna do this, right? Who cares? It's all out there anyway. And like exploring dating and all of that, like getting distracted by all of that kind of stuff, and slowly kind of forgot about the comedy thing, and realized that the type of comedy that I like all kinds of comedy, really, but, you know, it wasn't age appropriate, or like, you know, you couldn't, you know, it was kind of like dirty jokes, and I couldn't really like express that at that age at school or anything like that, and I would get in trouble, or even not even like age appropriate, but just kind of being like a smartass, and like there's a lot of stuff that makes me laugh still. It was really funny. I have all these stories. I want to tell these stories, and that's why I like the channel, because I like hearing other people's stories. And yeah, so pretty much that's where I'm at with that. And I've run out of things to say, because I've gotten a bit distracted by the sound of the leaf blowers. I started to tell this story when I recorded this morning as well, and I got distracted, as I do right now, because my brain's all over the place. But I was telling JPCers, if he were listening, that he had actually stolen my leaf blower joke. That I came up with that a long time ago, and always thought leaf blowers were like the dumbest things. Like, oh my god! Like when I saw his leaf blower video, I about lost it, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so funny. And I still want to tell that joke, and I'm sure it's been told before, but I really don't care. Like, it's just like music. It's like, are you not going to write music because you might actually accidentally do the same, like, chord progression as, like, someone else at some point? So, leaf blowers, like, totally crack me up. So, yeah, I basically started writing down this joke, and it went goofier and more, like, I just explored with it. I was like, okay, I'm an adult. It's okay for me to write goofy jokes. It's okay for me to write, like, dirty jokes. Yeah, I'm a mom, but, like, I am a really good mom, and I'm really solid in that and how I feel about that. You know, like, I don't feel like I have to change any part of me, because I know I'm a good parent, and I know at my core, you know, whatever. So I was like, yeah, okay, I'll write this joke, and I'm just gonna free flow with it. And it went so many different ways. Like, it was like, I could tell it like this, I could tell it like this, I could tell it like this, I could have this delivery, and that's the stuff I'm playing with now, for sure. But then I wrote the joke, and it totally went this like different way than I originally had it, and then made that into a joke. And I was like, shit, I'm going to just record as if I was doing a stand-up thing. Like, what would that feel like? Because I could see myself there. Like, I could really see, feel, hear, smell, like, the whole thing. Like, I was like, yeah, this is what it would be like if I took my content and brought it on stage. And it was cool. It, like, opened up this, like, other timeline. It, like, totally was like, oh, I can see it. It's right there. And thought, well, yeah, okay, let's just do it. Like, I'm here on this earth to, like, have fun, do good things, help people, and, like, explore the things I'm interested in. So I threw on the camera and the lights, and the lights weren't plugged in, so they turned off, and did, like, a stand-up routine and recorded it. And I'm going to edit it, because I was playing with different delivery styles and all of that. And I kept getting distracted, which actually ended up being really funny and became a joke of its own. And yeah, at some point I'm gonna, like, put it out there. And it's weird, because even though I'm passionate about this and it's kind of like a natural thing, I'm still, there's like this weird, like, what are people gonna think? Or like, what if it's not as funny as I think it is in my head? And all of that kind of stuff. But it is what it is. Screw it. Trying not to say F-bombs, but I wonder if that actually doesn't matter. So I just felt like coming on here and talking to you guys, because you guys are apparently all of my friends. All like 600 of you, or I don't know, maybe more or less. Sometimes I delete people when I realize they're like not of integrity or in alignment. Let's see. 773. All 773 of you are my friends. So I figure, why not share myself with my friends? Like, I'm gonna just put myself out there and do it, because that's what we do. So, okay. That's all I have to say for right now. And I just realized it's almost like I got to this point where I was like, everything is so freaking ridiculous that I just can't help but laugh, and everything's a joke. So, like, I'll explain one thing real quick before I sign off. You guys know I do Boo. I love Boo, right? So, when something is out there and actually helping people and actually getting people off their pharmaceuticals and getting them onto a healthier track where they're actually like healing and they're not needing to seek the allopathic healthcare system, other companies, one, don't like that because you're competition, and two, pharma doesn't like that because you're major competition, because their industry relies on you being sick. So there's like smear campaigns and stuff going on with Boo, and at this point they're so funny. Like, I honestly, like, it's so ridiculous, and it's like, okay, you try the stuff yourself, you use it every day, your kids use it, your pets use it, your plants use it. I'm not as good at taking care of my plants, and I really need to be. Like, I really need to like tune into my like inner green thumb. But word on the street now is that it apparently contains human remains from like 60,000 years ago, when like that 60,000-year-old peat bog. And I think it's so funny. Like, it's so funny to me because, like, okay, let's just say some guy 60,000 years ago was walking down the bank of the Caledonia Springs and got eaten by a bear. Okay, and then the bear digests him and excretes him into the soil. And then a couple weeks later, the bear's hungry again, and he finds a moose. And he eats the moose, digests the moose, and excretes the moose. And, like, all in that general area. It's like, dude, this is how the circle of life works. Like, it's not like it was a graveyard. Like, if there was, that's the only, like, if there was that would be the only way that would happen. And I just think it's so funny. This one lady was like, I spilled my Boo all over the bathroom, and like all over the sink and on the floor and whatever. And then there were all these flies. These flies all came in and were attracted to it. But they weren't on the Boo. They were just around the toilet. And I'm like, really? Like, is that where we're going with this? Like, is that how far we're taking this? Like, that's really funny, because you'd think if they were... So she goes, oh, that must mean there's human remains. It's like, oh, yes. There's totally... It's like a corpse. Like, that's what it is. And I just think that's so funny, because it's like, first of all, there's no smell to that. Second of all, that wouldn't happen that way. Third of all, like, they're clearly on the toilet and not on the Boo. Like, so I really think that's hilarious. So I just found that funny, and I ended up writing a comment, like, in our business advocate group, where we were discussing this, like, new rumor that's going around, right? And I was like, oh yeah, like, you know, never mind the woolly mammoth and T-Rex, you know, bone remains, and they're like from however long ago. It's just, not that that was 60,000 years ago, I know. But you get my point. Like, so no, it didn't used to be an ancient graveyard. No, there's nothing like that. I just find it funny the way that anybody's trying to take down anything, and like the discrediting that's happening to the holistic community and people who are literally just trying to live their lives in the way that they have literally found works best for them, which is a holistic lifestyle, and for that to be kind of poo-pooed on by the government and pharma right now. And that's just the mind game they're literally trying to pull on people is so silly to me. So anyway, I recorded a fake stand-up, and I will probably get to the point where I edit it and post it, and I will see how I do when I get there with that. So don't let me chicken out. If I chicken out, like, I don't know, buy me a chicken, make me feel better. I don't know what that means. I'm just talking randomly now. Okay, I love you all, and I'll see you later. Bye.